you believe Islam is true?
100%. 100%, without a shadow of a doubt.
Do you believe that not following Islam is harmful?
Yeah, 100%. Because every single thing I've seen in Islam, there's a reason behind it. Whether it was swine, whether it was alcohol, whether it was smoking, anything. That, you know, people who do these things, they do this drink or they do other stuff, they do gambling and whatever, all the haram, they do zina, everything. Guess what? These people have amazing lives.
Let's say you are Bill Gates, Bezos.
Too much, yeah. Billions.
Okay, the guy who owned Oracle.
Okay.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah, Warren Buffett, I think.
Warren Buffett. Yeah. You have more wealth than all of these people put together.
Yeah.
And on the day of judgment, you're thrown in the hellfire.
So what does it have?
Were you successful or did you fail?
Yeah.
In the city of London or?
Self-employed now. I used to work for JP Morgan, but now...
Okay, you used to work for JP Morgan?
Yeah.
What did you do, currencies or?
Yeah.
Currencies?
Yeah, at the beginning I dived into different... Because I started probably 16, 17. But then, since then I've branched out.
So you...
Well, not branched out, but I've specialized in currency.
So you invest your own money or you go through a brokerage?
No, now obviously I do my own money.
Okay.
Because I've got enough, yeah.
All right, it's interesting. That's nice. So I know that I'm speaking to somebody who's got a brain, right? Now, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You do your deals predominantly with what, charts or?
Charts, fundamental data.
Okay. So when you're following a chart,
yeah,
you're looking for certain signals to work out a probabilistic, chance of it going up or going down.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
You're using technical analysis, yeah.
Technical analysis,
it's called, yeah.
But you're building you're making your decision based on a probabilistic analysis. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, that would be fair to say.
And depending on whether you're going to hold a short or a long position,
it sounds like you know it, yeah.
You're going to do it in relation to the probability of it going the way you predict it to go, right? Yeah. Would that be fair to say?
That'd be fair, yeah. Normally, if something is already in a downtrend,
right,
probability is look for a pullback,
right,
and then look for a short, another short.
W's and the P's and this and that, and all the
double tops, double bottoms, triples, all of that.
Right.
Yeah, that type of stuff.
And you diligently look at those things and analyze those things, and you contemplate about those things.
Yeah.
For what reason?
For what reason? For money.
For money.
Yeah. So I can buy things like this, yeah.
And so you can buy nice things.
Yeah, and have
would that be fair to say?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
If you used a probabilistic analysis of the Quran, of Islam, and you were overwhelmingly convinced that it was true,
then I wouldn't do the stuff that I do.
Would it alter the way you behave?
No, that's the issue that I have though. The issue I have is that, like, even my brother, they can vouch for me that I still pray, still read the Quran. I even have a hafiz that I see weekly.
So you believe it's true?
Yeah, so I learned Tajweed and I learned, Maharij from him. He takes time out. He doesn't charge me anything. He just does it because I know him from the area I used to live in before. He used to live opposite me. So he takes time out of his day, out of his week, and he does it for me. And I do that. Aside from that, I pray my 5 times a day. But what gets in the way of that, of reading on time especially, like now he's going to read because he's clean. So he's he's going to read because he's clean. But because I've drank, what am I going to do? I'm going to do the same thing what I always do. Wait till it gets to the night when I get home, and then I'm going to read the qazas and go through it that way. So I'm still reading, but I'm not getting the full reward.
So, do you believe Islam is true?
100%. 100%, without a shadow of a doubt.
Do you believe that not following Islam is harmful?
Yeah, 100%. Because every single thing I've seen in Islam, there's a reason behind it. Whether it was swine, whether it was alcohol, whether it was smoking, anything. Whether it's zina, everything. Like, that's something I haven't done.
Okay, alhamdulillah.
I haven't. That's something on the positive side I haven't done.
Okay.
Yeah, zina is something
so,
I haven't done.
You wish to save yourself harm when it comes to losing money.
Yeah.
So you spend a lot of effort and time. To ensure that you protect yourself from any potential loss. And you maximize your benefit. Yeah,
that's what it's all about. Right? Small risk, large reward.
Right.
Maybe a risk of, let's say, pound dollar, 10 pips. That's a risk. So even if I lose 2 times, 3 times in a row, which is unlikely, but let's say it was 3 times in a row, 30 pip loss, no problem. Because when I hit one which is clean, that's going to also going to get me 70, sometimes 100, 150 pips. So the risk to reward is always in your favor.
Okay.
And I suppose you could say the same thing about sins and good deeds. I've heard people say, the stories from, I've heard from the ulama, I've heard stories about, people who are massive sinners, can't remember their name, massive sinners. But what he used to always do was, he used to count his sins at the end of the day. He used to say, okay, in this day, what the good I've done, the good I've done is amounting to this much, and the sins I've done is amounting to this much. And because of this, because he actually calculated everything in a day, he was honest with himself, then he went to Jannah apparently. He had a good death. But I can't remember who this person is or what his name was. But it's something that I've heard from an imam.
So my question to you was, to save yourself from monetary harm and to maximize your benefit and your profit, you adhere to a system that requires you to make quite a lot of effort and invest a lot of time and energy. Years.
Years.
Okay. Now, since you already do believe in an afterlife, let me ask you a question. Is there anything more valuable than Jannah?
Nothing more valuable than Jannah.
Nothing?
Nothing really, no. Nothing.
So now the question I'm going to ask you. You know what's coming next?
What's next,
Then if you are willing to strive with such a vigor and rigor to attain something that is much lower in value, why are you not doing it when there's something much higher in value that you could attain?
It's a struggle, obviously. No, but it's other things in life. It's not sometimes about money. It's about maybe the other things in life that make people do this stuff. Like they want to drink or they want to smoke. Or it's other stresses in life. It's not like it might just be. Everyone's different. Like to some people, what's major to me is very minor to somebody else. What's minor to them is incredibly major to me. So that's ultimately what caused me to do it. Because on that side of things, reading the Quran and reading your Salah, not just reading Salah, but understanding what I'm reading, perfecting what I'm reading, because I have good people around me. I do all of this. So I understand the meaning of what I'm reading. Some people, they just read Salah, but they don't understand what they are saying. And because you don't understand, that's what they say, I don't feel any connection, I don't feel any peace. As soon as I started doing that, I listened to other people, they said, this is when your peace will come. And it did come, for sure. And it still does come when I read it. But the problem is I can't stop them other bad things that I'm doing. The things which are, like, I don't even know, they say some people have the fiqh of like 40 days, I think it's across all fiqhs really, 40 days your prayers are not accepted. But then you have other people that go against all that fiqh. They say, well, there's stories about like that prostitute that wasn't a Muslim and she fed the dog water from the well. She was a Muslim, but she went to Jannah. Apparently.
No, she would still have to have iman though.
Okay.
She would still have to believe in Allah.
Okay, but she was a Muslim.
She can't be an adulteress or idolatry.
Okay.
She could not be doing idolatry.
Because I don't know the ins and outs. I just. But
let me ask you. Let me go back to our discussion. It was very interesting. You said to me, it was certain life pressures that triggered you to do the things that you know are haram. Correct?
100%.
Yeah? Okay.
100%.
Now, you have life pressures when you're trading as well, right?
Less so now, more so when because obviously you get more experienced.
What I'm saying is that those same life pressures are there when you're trading, right?
Not the same anymore. It's too easy now, like in terms of that sense, because I don't know, you just have you have more money. But
you misunderstand my question. I'm not asking you about the difficulty of the task.
Oh, just pressure.
I'm saying that the external pressures, those are still there, right?
Yeah, the external pressures are always there.
But you choose not to allow them to influence you while you're trading.
That's exactly. The whole point is emotional detachment. You have to have.
Why do you do that?
Because then it affects your performance.
And when it affects your performance, what happens?
You will end up like taking losses and stuff like that.
You make a loss.
You want to make a loss.
Okay.
And ideally, you want to avoid that. Of course.
So, would you agree that you should use the same mentality when it comes to your deen?
100%.
Yeah?
You should try anyway. try.
So when there's something that gives you the emotional trigger to tell you to do something that you know is haram, just like you protect yourself from a bad trade, then the worst trade that you can ever make is to displease Allah.
But you know what I've noticed as well? I don't know if anyone's ever said this to you before as well. One thing I've noticed in my life, before I started going like the way I am now, something I've noticed is that, you know, people who do these things, they do this drink or they do other stuff, they do gambling and whatever, all the haram, they lose zina, everything. Guess what? These people have amazing lives. They have amazing family ties. They have marriage at the perfect time. They have everything. They have whatever you can think of in this world, they have it. They have the cars, money, houses, everything. But why is it that when somebody doesn't do drink, he doesn't do smoking or whatever, or maybe he smokes but he doesn't drink, he doesn't do weed or anything, cocaine or any of these other types of things. Smoking is a bit of an iffy one, depending on what fiqh you follow. Some says haram, some says makruh. So it's still frowned upon, disliked. But why is it that these people are given the dunya? These people, they have easy lives. I've noticed this. I know somebody, I'm not going to say who it is. This person sells sharab for many, many years. Many years. Has big house, cars, children are set. Children didn't even need grades in school. Why? Because the father's so set financially. The money will be left for them. But they still, whatever they did, they did. But these are just examples. I know, majority of people I know that are successful in dunya, they go against Islam, even though they're Muslim.
Let me ask you a question then.
Yeah. Because it's difficult. Because when I start doing good, you know what happens? I don't get nothing back in return. Whether I'm giving food to somebody or, you know, whatever it is. Normally, back in return, I see my own life. There'll be problems. But when I start doing haram, start doing drinking, all of a sudden, guess what? Oh, subhanallah, all of a sudden, now money's coming, health is coming, women is coming, and I don't know, whatever's happening, relationship, mom's getting, although she doesn't know, my mom's actually a niqabi and she's very, like, fully to the deep. She's somebody that if she found out what I was doing, if you used to tell her what I was doing, she would cry. Maybe she would speak to me again, or maybe she would ask me, why do you...
Brother, sorry, what was your name?
My name's Zuhaib.
Zuhaib, Abbas, yeah?
Abbas.
Zuhaib, look, you mentioned somebody who sells alcohol, who is very successful in terms of worldly success,
very
has a lot of money, his children have a lot of money, everyone's going to be set for life.
They are set for life.
Now let me ask you the question. In your view, is that success?
No, it's not, because I know that once I die, I have to be held accountable for how the money I've earned. And because some people said that money was written for you regardless, but you chose. They say there's a freedom part of the destiny, of the qadr that's set, is that you chose to get it that way. But that money was going to come to that particular person that we're talking about regardless. And so many other examples I can think of where people are there. Maybe they have restaurants, lavish restaurants. Probably if I said the name of the restaurants, you would know the restaurant. They're very big restaurants in the UK. But what do? They sell alcohol.
Okay, so you just said to me, despite him having all that money, despite his children having all this money, actually he's not successful.
He's not in the dunya. He is, but that's the thing. Like some people believe as well. Like in his mind, let's say if he was here right now, you know, he would say, well, I do this, but how do you know if I'm not praying 5 times a day?
But I'm asking you.
Because I'm not Allah. That's the problem.
No.
I'm not good.
No. But
I don't know. Because I say that the mercy of God is 40 times more greater than
I understand.
your mother.
I understand.
And I know my mother.
I understand. But what I'm asking you is that you mentioned this example of this person who has all this money, his children have all this money, and you mentioned it in a way whereby he's achieved some extraordinary thing.
Extraordinary, but it's something that is
but I'm asking you, if you, let's say you are Bill Gates, Bezos,
too much,
okay, the guy who owned Oracle, Steve Jobs,
Warren Buffett, I think.
Warren Buffett, you have more wealth than all of these people put together. And on the day of judgment, you're thrown in the hellfire.
So what does it?
Were you successful or did you fail?
Definitely. And before then, I'll probably know anyway, because the way my soul will come out, the things that happen to me in the grave, I'll know before then what's going to be my...
What I'm saying to you is, has that person attained success or have they failed?
He's failed.
Okay.
Well,
so brother...
I've seen the flip side as well.
No, brother, hold on. So what that means then, is that success is not about worldly wealth.
No.
So when you see people with worldly wealth, this is a sort of success, but limited only to this world.
So what would you say to somebody that has to, he had nothing, like let's say he looks an ordinary person like me and you.
Yes.
But given the person's situation, let's say they have no means of eating.
Yes.
They have to steal for their food.
Yes.
Although in this country it's very mindless crime unless it's over a certain amount. But you're not going to steal £200 worth of food, are you? You're going to steal probably £20 worth of food for one person, or £15. So very minor. Even if you get caught, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
So what would you say to this person? But Allah hasn't given him the wealth to provide for himself, to put new clothes on himself, or to put food in his belly. But now he's going through this way. This is haram also.
Okay, hold on. So therefore, this person, the world will look at this person,
yes, definitely,
and they will say that he's not successful.
Yeah, I see this around here.
Correct?
Yeah, I see this.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%, I see this.
If that person dies on belief, iman, and he's patient in his condition, and he still shows gratitude, and on the day of judgment, when everybody is handed their rewards for what they earned in this world, and he attains paradise, will people see him as being successful or failed?
He definitely successful, that one then,
Yes?
Even though he didn't have it here, he had it over there. And over there, it tells me in the Quran, it says that this is nothing but a pastime and a sport. This is nothing but a pastime and a jest. It constantly reminds, it doesn't say it just once in the Quran, it says multiple times in the Quran. It shows me, anything that's said multiple times in my brain is saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is trying to show emphasis on these points, that trying to remind us that this
So brother, what I'm trying to hopefully establish with you
I see where you're coming from.
Is that success
is not really here.
is not material.
It's not here.
Success is your connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yeah.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because Allah says on the day of judgment, if the disbeliever offers the entire world and everything in it as a ransom, it will not be accepted from them. The same world that people kill each other to earn to get will be useless in the hereafter. You understand? So, alhamdulillah, you're a clever guy, right? I'm not teaching you. I'm just really reminding you of what you already know.
That's exactly how I feel.
You understand my point?
I was about to say that to you.
So, look, my brother, the ball is in your court, okay? You want success here, and you want to sacrifice the hereafter? Yeah, you can do that. It's your choice.
What were the people that? What were the people that try to play smart with God? There's people that play smart with God. What they do is during their 20s, 30s, maybe even 40s, they might push it to, maybe even up until 50. They will do all of this drugs and alcohol and whatever, and they won't read any salah, let alone making up. They won't read any salah. But what they will do is they think that they are more clever than God. What they will do is they will get to that age and they'll say, "Oh, now I'm not going to do any of it." I'll say, "Astaghfirullah," and hopefully when I die, I'm going to, I'm going to go to Jannah. Or Allah someone else. So what do you say? What do you say to them people?
Zoeb, can we fool Allah?
This is what I said. Yeah. This is why.
Can we fool Allah?
You can't.
Can we trick Allah?
Even before you say the thought out loud, He knows what's inside you. Yeah.
So you can't play the Jedi mind trick with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You understand my point?
Yeah. Human beings is.
So there's a condition when you do sins. One of the conditions is that you don't deliberately do the sin thinking that I'm going to just ask for forgiveness later.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay. So that's one condition. Okay.
There's a certain etiquette. But when you slip, you fall into temptation, you make a mistake, and then you turn to Allah and you humble yourself, Allah says, I'll forgive you. But if you start playing the Jedi mind trick with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, remember one thing.
You're not going to win.
You'll come up short.
Yeah, 100%.
Allah can't be tricked.
100%.
You understand my point?
100%. Yeah.
Allah forgives sincerity, not trickery.
Yeah, that's what they say. When you do tawbah, do sincere tawbah. They say
Understand my point?
Sincere. Always that word goes with it. It's never just tawbah, it's sincere tawbah. Yeah.
Now, my humble advice to you as my son, you're probably younger than my son.
I appreciate it.
Okay, I'm 55, so you're probably...
Oh, you're 55?
Yeah, you're a lot younger than me.
Allah
right?
Mubarak, Allah.
Look, out of love for you, you already know what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You said that there are certain pressures that trigger you to do the things that you do.
Yeah.
Okay? Inshallah, look at what those things are and find a way of reacting to those things in a halal way, so that you will benefit from those things, even the pressures. But if you react in the way that you're reacting, then it may ruin you. And just like
in more ways,
just like you chase the pips,
chase the pips.
Okay,
Exactly.
chase the thawab, chase the good deeds, because just as those pips benefit you in your trades,
and even that, like, you know, one thing I did is I made sure that the account that I had was an Islamic account. So that's something that I even went through, you know, to specifically make sure that the brokers I choose, because majority of them are not Islamic accounts, they're normal, they have interest. I specifically searched for this particular brokerage, something that doesn't have interest. And,
look,
you know, I did it.
I do Islamically integrated life coaching.
Oh, life coaching. Okay. So that's how you know about this type
Okay.
of thing.
When I first started, I thought it was a bit frou-frou. New age. I thought, Alhamdulillah, it really helps me personally. Now, I normally charge, okay? But go onto my website, coachingworked.com, okay? Coachingworked.com, right? And inshallah, we'll book a free session, okay? No money, no charge, okay? All right? And we'll talk about some of these things, inshallah. And coachingworked.com. Just two words, one word, coaching work. No, okay, you got it? You should see my mug on there. That's me, yeah?
There you go.
Yeah, okay?
100%.
Inshallah, let's have
what do I do? So I just
So on there's my contact details and everything.
Also your number, so I can just text you or something.
Text me, email me. We'll book a session on Zoom, okay? And inshallah, don't worry about the money, it's free, okay? And we'll talk about these things. Inshallah, let's get things back on track, okay? Because, mashallah, look, I meet some people here, and rather than accept what they're doing is wrong, they justify it. You're not doing that.
Oh no, I know.
Okay? Mashallah, look, that's a sign of iman.
100%.
The ones who justify it, that's a sign of lack of iman.
100%.
Understand? So I want you to leave the conversation today in a positive light, that Allah has blessed you, that you have concern, that you would like to find out maybe inshallah how you can reframe things to do good things rather than bad things. Yes? Let's have that conversation. All right?
Assalamu alaikum.
No, Islam. Nice to meet you.